after the joint practice today, quarterback Joe Flacco talking about some of the penalties and kind of how that's been a point of emphasis throughout training camp.
I think it's been a point of emphasis for us, like this camp, pre-snap penalties. Like sometimes the stuff during the snap, like when you're playing, it's the pre-snap ones is the one that we can control. It's all mental, and I think we did have some of those today. And like I said, it's been a point of emphasis for us throughout the whole camp. So to come out here and get against another team where maybe you're a little bit more revved up, I think that showed today. So we need to, just need to refine a little bit, and this is probably a good environment for that because it allows you to realize, like, man, maybe I went a little overboard, and it allows you to kind of, the next time you're faced with that, to relax a little bit more and just go play your game. I think it's been something that we've been constantly on. Like there's been days where we've been really good, and there's been days where we've not been good enough. I definitely think today was a little bit more so, and I think that's natural, but it's very controllable, so you don't want to see it.
Been a problem the last couple of years. So if it's a problem, first thing is you got to identify it. You got to make sure they're aware of it. They're aware of it. Now it's up to the players to not do it. But I play that to lead into your article just about Tommy Rees, kind of saying how they're focusing on fundamentals and processes. Well, a little bit of an X mark by that, with the joint practice.
Yeah. Tommy Rees talked about, like, at the beginning of camp, you're really focused on installing and kind of getting through the process and being like, okay, this is who we want to be, and getting everything out on there. But fundamentals, I think there were so many fundamental flaws last year, and a lot of that leads to penalties. Like making, if you're holding somebody because your hand placement is not in the right place, or you whiff on a block and then you react in such a way where you grab a hold of somebody and jerk them down, or you're nervous about who you're lined up against, so you false start. I mean, they were total drive killers last year. I mean, this was not an offense that was super high powered that could afford to go backwards, and right now, at least on paper, this one isn't either, just like it was last year. And he really talked about an emphasis on the fundamentals and the process, and just getting from the call from the sidelines to the huddle and then to the rest, and making it all happen, getting everybody lined up in the right spot and stuff. And yeah, the pre-snap penalties are totally unavoidable. Like, I understand sometimes holding and things like that, your fundamentals lapse, but like, you have got to be on the same page, and you've got to understand what the snap count is, and not doing, you need to understand what kind of motion you can do, what kind of motion you can't. Like, you have got to be a fundamentally sound team, or you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, which is what they did offensively all year last year. So yeah, there's a little bit of struggles in the joint practice early in training camp. That's kind of to be expected, but I'm very happy that they're at least putting an emphasis on it and trying to fix it. We'll see if they're actually able to do it, but it's good that they are very aware and focused on it.